New farming guide. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, cats and dogs of all ages, it is I, your beloved and ever-loving Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good. Yes, I'm here today with my abridged and edited and updated and soon to be executed 2023 farming guide, taking into account all the recent changes in the game. That's right. Now I'm a little concerned. I've got a different setup here. I've done some really awesome graphics for you guys. I want to have this all put together. I'm a little concerned about looking the wrong way, but it doesn't matter because I am here for you. I've got some stuff written down that I need to say, and we're going to get right into it. 2023 abridged and up-to-date Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes farming guide with all the recent changes in the game. Now, before we get into those recent changes, we'll jump into the shop right here. I'm going to start with the thing I always say on all of these farming guides, and that is, everything is acceptable, not everything is beneficial. As the Apostle Paul once told us in something letter to the something Theans, you can do anything you want, but not everything's going to be super beneficial for you in game. You can argue with me. You can disagree with me. We don't have to agree, but we can still be friends. We can be here together. We can play a game. A game, everybody. We can have fun playing a game. So let's have fun playing a game. So I've been criticized in the past for meandering around, for not getting to the point, for giving general ideas about farming. You know, you could farm this or you could farm that. Today we're going to get to it. I probably already meandered a bunch for some of you who are guys, so that maybe isn't changing. But today we're getting directly to the point. I'm not going to give you a bunch of options to farm. I'm going to tell you what you should farm in 2023. What else do I say here? Okay. The raid reward changes. Now, you guys know, if you've been in the game, let's go to the raid first. So now there's the Crate Dragon raid. The Crate Dragon raid is out there. I'm in one smaller guild that's doing the Heroic Sith raid. And in these raids now, instead of getting gear, you get these pieces. You get these Mark 1 raid tokens, Mark 2 raid tokens, Mark 3 raid tokens, which they changed dramatically by putting a little orange thing behind it. But you get to spend those as you deem necessary. Excuse me, little burp action. So now you can go into this shop right here and you spend those tokens however you want. It used to be that they give you random stuff. You were hoping to get this piece of gear. You're hoping to get that piece of gear. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Now you just get this stuff and you spend it as you deem necessary in the game. And something major changed. Now let's talk a little bit about the past. In the past, people have come to me on streams, on YouTube comments, in Discord. People have walked up to me on the streets. No, they haven't. I'm just a small YouTuber. And said, hey, Nooch, what about a Jedi Master Luke Rush account? And I have always replied, you can't do a Jedi Master Luke Rush account. And why is that? Because you needed Wampa with your Get One currency. You needed Hermit Yoda with your Get One currency. You needed, oh, she's not here, Rebel Officer Leia Organa with your Get Two currency. You needed those things to get Jedi Knight Luke to lead you to Jedi Master Luke. Let's go take a look at Jedi Master Luke a little bit. We're talking about the past. I clicked on the ally code. You guys know that I can never click on the right thing. But let's take a look here at the journey guides. Jedi Master Luke, is there anything I'm missing here? You had to get those 3 and it was too much of a farm. Jedi Training Ray, whatever for all of this stuff. The Jedi Knight Luke farm was too much for a rush account. It was gonna take you 16 months. 16 months. And if you did that, you might be sacrificing along the way getting Negotiator or Malevolence with that Get To currency. C-3PO takes a bunch of time in game getting Ewoks and all that together. You have to get the Millennium Falcon. There is a lot involved in getting Jedi Master Luke because you have to get Jedi Knight Luke. And so, there was no Jedi Master Luke rush. But on top of that, when Jabba was announced, for the exact same reasons, brothers and sisters and children, for the exact same reasons, because Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker was required for Jabba, there was no Jabba the Hutt rush account available. You couldn't rush the guy. You know, and we're still in the period where, you know, like Chrysanthemum, you get 1 shard for his node when you go farm him, etc. So we're gonna get to double farms here in the next 4 to 6 months, somewhere in that range. Now, with all of that said, with the Crate Dragon, with the Crate Dragon and the Heroic Sith and the raid reward changes, with the ability not to rush Jedi Master Luke and Jabba here, prior to May 2023, everything changed. With the flip of a switch, with the skip of a rope, with the spit of a spittle, everything changed overnight. You had to scroll. The sheer scrolling involved was a huge change in the game, in this guild activity shop. But hey, looky here. Hermit Yoda, you can now get with your Mark II raid currency. Wampa and Rebel Officer Leia Organa are now massively available to all players who are in heroic raids. And I've said before, you can get into a guild doing at least heroic raids, which means the heroic Sith raid. You can get into a heroic Sith raid guild from day one that you're eligible for guilds. If you do your 600 tickets, you can get into a guild. They're doing heroic raids. Go look for them. I got videos out there how to find guilds. Go look it up, how to find guilds. You'll find them. You can get into guilds doing heroic raids to get you this Mark II raid tokens, and you can start buying these characters in here. Hermit Yoda, Wampa, Rebel Officer Leia Organa. Not necessarily in that order. Wampa, Hermit Yoda, Rebel Officer Leia Organa. Necessarily in that order, that you can get them here. And meanwhile, you're building up Get 1 tokens because you're doing territory battles, and in here you can buy Wampa and Hermit Yoda, necessarily in that order, and Rebel Officer Leia Organa, maybe you probably want Negotiator Malevolence first. So everything has changed in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes overnight. Scrolling through this shop has changed. You can now you can rush Jedi Master Luke or Jabba. They're available to rush now. You can get the characters much quicker and get them done. By the way, you can also get these raid characters. My goodness gracious! You should do this stuff on the instead of doing this, favorite these characters and farm them that way. You should farm these guys, and in about 2 months you should have all these characters 7 stars. I've covered everything I need to cover there. There's one more thing I want to say before we jump into the farming guide and talk about the people. Are they people? I don't know. We'll find out. Talk about the characters you're going to farm. I still believe in the Executor. I still believe that the Executor, and you're going to see why. You're going to see why in a minute. The Executor is still the first capital ship you should rush. You should place a priority on it for Grand Arena, for Fleet Arena. And yes, if you're a new player, you're starting a new account, and you're in Fleet Arena, you're going to soon, people will have Profanity, we're going to soon have the Sith capital ship, the Leviathan, that's going to, cancel out the Executor. But you're not going to see that for a while, It's really, especially if you're a new player, it's going to be really tough for new players, kind of impossible for new players to get the Leviathan for a long time. So Executor's going to be strong for quite some time in the game. It is definitely going to still help you in Grand Arena, and that is a huge crystal benefit for your account. And we know that crystals are where everything is. So boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, with all that said, let's get right into the farming guide. So what are you going to farm in 2023? Ta-da. It's right there. Hey, do the liking and subscribing if you're having fun. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, get more content, because I've got more content coming. You're going to be farming the Executor and Jabba the Hutt in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. These are going to be the first 2 big goals you're going to have. You're going to go straight toward them. And I am going to be farming Jabba the Hutt on 3 separate accounts over the next 6 to 9 months. I'm starting a brand new free-to-play account this week, so make sure to subscribe, be here for alerts, join my Discord, get alerts on that. We're going to have a big stream to open that account. I don't know exactly when, but it's going to be soon. I'm also going to be farming Jabba on my Star Wars Dad account and on my Nooch2 Hyper account. Everything is coming up Jabba these days. Jabba, Jabba, Jabba. Now, why is Jabba so important? You got the Smuggler's Run 2 event that he is required for, and it's launched 3 times a month, and that gives you all sorts of invaluable mod upgrade stuff. Stuff to upgrade mods, and some credits, I think, in there, too. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but Jabba is super important, and the Executor, as I just mentioned a second ago, is the first capital ship. So I think, and I believe, that if you tailor your roster to farm toward these 2 as your first 2 farms, you're going to get a lot of overlap between these 2 farms. You're going to get a lot of benefit between these. You're going to get a lot of teams you can use. So we're going to spend the rest of the time talking about how these farms work. The farm for Jabba, the farm for Executor. Now, which one should you go for first? That's going to be up for debate. On my free-to-play account, I'm going to be rushing Jabba first. I think the Executor will be a quicker rush, but I actually think you could be farming towards both of them at the same time and just get whichever one comes first naturally. That's how I feel. I've also run into some walls. It does seem like in Grand Arena, I think that having a Galactic Legend is more important than having Executor. I hate saying it out loud, but I think that having a Galactic... I'm running into accounts right now that can put a Galactic Legend in front of me, and my Executor blocks the back wall, but anyway, that's a separate story. I like Jabba first and then Executor. Executor first before Jabba is a great idea too. And by the way, I didn't even mention this. Hyperdrive accounts, pay-to-play accounts, free-to-play accounts, this advice is all the same. There might be some, and you're going to do some different stuff along the way, but I'm going to give you some very direct advice for how I think you should farm these characters right now. But let's start with the requirements for these characters, and then we'll talk about where that's going to lead you and some other teams you can farm. So let's start right off the bat with the requirements for Jabba the Hutt. We're going to start off first with Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum is required for Jabba the Hutt. He's a big, fat, bounty hunter Hutt cartel tank. Jedi Knight Luke, we talked about already. It's a big farm. You got to work on Jedi Knight Luke. You got to get 3PO. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Oh, don't do too much. Talk about it in a minute. Jawa and Tusken Raider are both required for Jabba. So if you want to, on the side and in the background, farm up a Jawa team and a Tusken Raider team and take them to Gear 11, Gear 12, just to give you some extra points in the Crate Dragon Raid because they can be used there, then more power to you. Now, who else is required for Jabba? C-3PO is actually a requirement for Jabba, while he's also a requirement for Jedi Knight Luke. Boushh Leia, you know, Yete, Yoto. She is required for Jabba the Hutt farming. We've also got Aura Singh, and we've got Fennec Shan. My brain almost lost me there. Aura Singh and Fennec Shan, both of whom have incredible single character damage outputs in the right situation. Both are used to topple some Galactic Legends and other parts of the game. And by the way, Boushh Leia is a great, with her AoE, she's a great add to that Crate Dragon Raid as well. She can blow up all of the bombs on the screen all by herself. She wants to be all... Actually, that's Fennec Shan who wants to be all by herself. Let's move on to row 3. Boba Fett. Hey man, Boba Fett's one of the, maybe the very first 7-star character you get in the game. He's also required for Executor. We'll talk more about that in a second. The Mob Enforcer, Han Solo, Relic 8, and Gamorrean Guard. And by the way, I'm not really closely addressing the relic levels of all these. You could take a look at the journey guide in game. It's very visible to you what relic levels are required for what characters on every farm. I'm not going to get deep into that, but Han Solo Relic 8 is required for Jabba. Row 4, Greedo. Greedo really has no use in the game. He's kind of a meme character. He has chances. Every time he crits, he has a 50% chance to attack again, which makes him like the roulette wheel of characters. And once upon a time, like 3 years ago, I was trying to put together videos of see how many like in a row I could give her. I think I got up to like 12 or 13 in a row one time, which if you take 50 times 50 times 50 times 50, the chances are pretty low of that happening. Although it's 50% every time, so your actual odds, I'm going to do applied odds here. Lando Skiff Guard is required, and also a great single character damage output. And then we got to get the Outriders. So that is going to be your boy Dash Rendar ship. So you're gonna have to get Dash Rendar at least activated. So you got the Outrider there, but I don't think you need the Outrider. It's gotta be 7 stars, but I don't think you gotta have it anything special levels or anything. Does that have to be 7 stars? I didn't look at that. Where is the Outrider here? Outrider. Is the Outrider? Why did I think Outrider? I didn't think it was. Oh, let me show you this, guys, real quick. I didn't think it was required because look, I've already got it at 7 stars, so it wasn't highlighted. But yeah, Outrider, 7 stars. There you go. Okay, now there are 2 journeys in this farm for Jabba. There are more than 2 journeys in other farms, but these 2 journeys for Jabba's farm turn into a lot more journeys. It's gonna get complicated, so pay attention here, because Jedi Knight Luke himself, well, hold on a second. Jedi Knight Luke, his journey requires Wedge Antilles X-Wing, the Millennium Falcon, CLS Wampa, Hoda, Hermit Yoda, Rolo, Rebel Officer Leia Organa, Captain Han Solo, Cholo, is that what we call it? Chewbacca, Lando, and 3PO. But in that little journey there for Jedi Knight Luke, there are 4 other individual separate journeys that you have to take to get these characters. We start off with CLS. Most of us start off with CLS at the beginning of the game. 3PO, Chewbacca, and the Millennium Falcon. You have to go on journeys for every single one of these characters and or ships. So those are the journeys you gotta take to get Jedi Knight Luke, in addition to farming his requirements, which are Wampa, Hoda, you get the idea. And we showed you how Wampa, Hoda, Rebel Officer Leia Organa are now available in the Guild currency shop with that Mark II currency, which I believe you should be spending on them at the beginning. Wampa, Hoda, Rolo, in that order. In addition to being available with your Guild event token currency that you get from territory battles. There are the journeys. Now, let's look at that CLS journey and break that down. CLS is, of course, going to require Farm Boy Luke, Old Ben, Stormtrooper Han, Princess Leia, and R2-D2. Now, guess what? R2-D2 has a journey. The journeys go deep. The journeys go deep on Jabba. Bo, shooter. R2 requires 5 Imperials. I prefer Imperial Troopers because I just like to watch them wreck everything. Oh my lord. If you get Piet fast, these guys will run through so many other teams early and mid-game and even late game for you. I love the Troopers. They do 2 assault battles, which is really important to do those assault battles. Assault battles get you lots of stuff you need. They get you Zetas. They get you the relic gear that you need to have in the game. So I love the Imperial Troopers here to get R2, the rest team to get CLS. So there you go, journeys upon journeys upon journeys. Next we look at Chewbacca. You guys know what you need to get Chewbacca. You need bounty hunters. Now I've got here Bosk, Boba Fett, Cad Bane, Dengar, and IG-88, and you know why? Because they are required for the Executor journey as well. And I've got Boba Fett really big there, because he's required everywhere. He's required for Jabba. He's required for the Executor. He's required, I mean, he is just a monster. Now we do know that you can use any 5 bounty hunters to unlock Chewbacca. So that leads us, you know, we've got all the other bounty hunters that you're gonna get along here. And I also put Jango Fett and Mando in there because you're going to be farming these characters as well along the way, because the Houndstooth is on Jango's node and Mando is needed for Beskar Mando, who you need to get the Razor Crest, that you need to get the Executor. Okay, now, now journeys for C-3PO and the Millennium Falcon. Of course, we have the Ewoks. These are the 5 preferred Ewoks. Chief Chirpa, Ewok Elder, Wicket, Logray, and Paplu are the preferred Ewoks for that. I just played this event like a few weeks ago. You can go to my channel, just look up Nooch Too Good, C-3PO event, you'll find it. You'll see what I did on there. They really, if you have them at gear 11... I think I took him to 11. I don't think I took him to 12, but might have been 12. Gear 12's not that hard anymore, but Gear 11, Gear 12, you're really going to need them there. You can do it at Gear 8 and Gear 9 if you've got a lot of patience and several days on hand, and the right mods. Millennium Falcon needs 4 bounty hunter ships. We've got in here the Houndstooth, the Slave One, Cad Bane's Xanadu Blood, and the IG-2000. Of course, you can also use the Razor Crest in there as well, so that these are the teams you farm, and that's all the journeys to get you Jedi Knight Luke. But in the middle of all that, we just showed you how to get Jabba and everything went along with that. What are some more teams to farm? You need to farm your Geos. You've got to have a Geo team, and let me give you several reasons why. Number one at the top of the list, you need them. Well, number one, there's so many reasons. One, they're really good in early Grand Arena defense. Really, really good in early Grand Arena defense. They fade as time goes on, but they don't fade like the Phoenix. Phoenix. You know my disdain for Phoenix, but those Geos are really good, and then later you can use them as an offense team in Grand Arena. When they fade on defense, you just throw them into offense, they're really good. Number two, you need them at Gear 12 to get into a guild that's doing Geonosis territory battles. You need to show that you can go in there and earn Wat Tambor shards with your Geos at Gear 12 with the guild. So you need to get them up to Gear 12 for those two reasons, for Grand Arena and for the guild. You're also going to use their ships for your early fleets. It's the easiest fleet to get early. It's a fleet that really guarantees you're going to be getting Zeta mats when you hit level 78. There's a lot of reasons to get the Geos early, and you need them on your roster. Padme. The Padme team pictured here is just a staple in the game. You need to have a Padme team up and running, and the Geos can help you get there. They're not the perfect team to get her, but Jango Fett mixed in there. It's an easy unlock to get, and you're going to have Ahsoka and Jedi Knight Anakin gifted to you at the beginning of the game. I recommend farming both of them to 7 stars as quickly as possible. Ahsoka's ship, you can farm to 7 stars. You can use it there in your all over the place in the ship stuff. So Ahsoka is really important to have. Jedi Knight Anakin is a great character to have. Eventually, you're going to pair him with Qui-Gon Jinn's Omicron. He's going to do a lot of damage. General Kenobi, you're going to get from the raids and from that raid currency, like we showed you. You can farm him really quickly now. And Mace Windu is given to you along the way, and you farm him. This is a really easily farmed team. A really easily farmed team, and an important team for multiple game nodes. Maybe Grand Arena, but Grand Arena some. But once you get that Qui-Gon Omicron, it kind of changes things. Territory battles, territory wars. Eventually, when you get to Proving Grounds at 4 million, the Padme team conquers the first 3 or 4 levels of Proving Grounds, and even maybe that last level. We showed that last time. We'll show it a bit more in the future for Proving Grounds. There's just so many places where that Padme team benefits you. And then, of course, Padme, Mara Jade, Tarkin. I didn't put Darth Vader in there. I guess because you're just going to get Darth Vader along the way. But you put Darth Vader on this team with these 3. It's a force to be reckoned with. These are more teams to farm in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes while you're farming all those teams for Jabba. Now let's take a look at more fleets to farm. And I just put, because you're going to get the Executrix with your Tarkin fleet. You might have a light side fleet too, but the Malevolence and the Negotiator are must farms for every player. Once you farm your Geos and you get into a guild doing Geonosis territory battles, light and dark side, you're going to start getting Get 2 currency. That is Guild Event Token 2 currency. It's the same Turk currency that you used to have to use for Rebel Officer Leia Organa. Now again, she's available in the guild activity shop. But you're going to use that current. The first thing you do with that, I believe, is you go after the Malevolence. You've already farmed the Geonosis ships. It's a Separatist capital ship. You are going to farm the Vulture Droid and the Hyena Bomber, pictured there to the right, alongside all of your early farming. You're going to unlock Malevolence. You got to get Grievous, and boom, you have an endgame capital ship. Negotiator, same story. You're going to get General Kenobi really easily. You're already farming Ahsoka and Anakin. Go get their ships as well. There is 5's Umbaran Starfighters, Plo Koon Starfighter, and the Y-Wing, the Galactic Republic Y-Wing. By the way, if you had to pick 3 out of that, it is Anakin, Ahsoka, and Plo Koon. Plo Koon, you only need it at 5 stars, and then you can get the reinforcement ability done, and boom, max it out. He's awesome to have. These are other fleets to farm, more fleets to farm. You can also talk about Home One. You can talk about Chimera. That's fine. I got nothing else to say there. Other stuff to farm. This one's messy. This is a messy slide. I apologize, everybody. Other stuff to farm. Kylo Ren Unmasked and his ship, the TIE Silencer. You're going to farm that early. You're going to farm that pretty early. You want to have the TIE Silencer at 5 stars before you get to level 78, because then it can participate. It can help you get your 5-star Executrix, and then it helps you get your Zeta mats on a weekly basis. 6 Zeta mats on a weekly basis. So you need to farm this early until you get the TIE Silencer to 5 stars, and I probably would stop. And only farm it in Cantina nodes. Don't farm Kylo Ren on masks, normal energy node. That's a waste of your time. Only Cantina farms there. I got the TIE Defender up there. The TIE Defender is a fleet node farm. So it's a long farm. It's like anything in fleet nodes and nowhere else, 6 months to farm, okay? Unless you go buy shards elsewhere. 6 months. But even at 4 stars, when it comes in early with that Executrix, it's a really great support ship for that Executrix fleet that you're fielding out there. And you're gonna need an Executrix fleet when you get the Malevolence and you switch your Geos over to the Malevolence. You need a fleet to go with your Executrix, and that's a great way to go right there. Plus, you're gonna be farming. We'll get to that in a minute. I think we're getting to the Executor here, right? Did I skip over there? Oh my goodness, I skipped over Executor. You know what? I'm gonna come back to this. I just did. I told you I was worried about doing it out of order. The Executor!
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
I felt like I was missing something, and something was clearly... Okay, well, we're going to keep up. I'm going to leave all that in there, because it's fun to watch. I know you guys enjoy watching me be nooch too dumb. Okay, the Executor Requirements. Darth Vader, you're going to get naturally through farming. You know, you just get them through the achievements. You're going to get them. If you're going to unlock the Hyperdrive bundle, I always recommend farming for about a week. Just play free to play for about a week to get used to the game, to do what you want. I don't know if there's still... in the web store for new accounts, there used to be an accelerated calendar in there that takes a week to unlock, and it would advance you by a lot in the game. And plus you get a lot of achievements, but don't unlock the achievements. If you're going hyperdrive, don't unlock your achievements until you pop that hyperdrive bundle, because any extra shards of Darth Vader you farm will be useless when you unlock hyperdrive. So save the achievements if you're going hyperdrive, but farm for about a week and let me know if that calendar is still in the web store. I'm going to find out soon myself. Piet is needed. That's why we talked about that Imperial Trooper team really humming when you to go get R2 and to do assault battles. And the TIE Fighter pilot is needed. Also, you're going to need Bosk. We talked about Bosk. He's needed for the Millennium Falcon, him and his ship. He's needed for Chewbacca. Not needed, but he's a bounty hunter to get Chewbacca. Him and his ship are just requirements. You have to have Bosk. I don't care what you're farming. Bosk and his ship, Houndstooth, are required. Boba Fett, Dengar, IG-88. These guys, side by side, make up the little bounty hunter, Quadragon. Just farm these guys. All right, and their ships. Bosk's ship, the Houndstooth. Boba Fett's seismic... Why do I do that? Slave 1 ship. IG-88's, IG-2000, and Dengar's... Whoa! That's not true. That's the Razor Crest. That's Mando's ship. That's Beskar Mando's ship. I didn't have a better place to put it, but you're going to farm the Razor Crest as well. Dengar does not have a ship in-game. You're going to be farming. You have to have Darth Vader's TIE Advance, the TIE Bomber. Don't forget the TIE Bomber. People will go deep into this farm and say, oh, no, I didn't do the TIE Bomber. You probably want to refresh the TIE Bomber twice. Refresh it every day to get to it quicker. Same thing with the TIE Advance. You may want to start refreshing it every day. And there's the TIE Fighter you can get in the Galactic War. It's pretty easy to get the TIE Fighter. Now, there's one journey mixed in here, and it is for the Razor Crest. So I want to say something. This is very, very important about the Razor Crest. This is very, very important about the Razor Crest. It is available only in the Fleet Arena store and for crystals. You only get shards in the Fleet Arena store and for crystals. So if you don't want to spend crystals, from day one that you open that Fleet Arena store, you need to make sure you have 1,200 currency on hand or more whenever possible. Well, more like 2,000. I would always have 2,000 currency on hand because the Razor Crest pops up in that Fleet Arena store, and that's where you need to grab it. It's only 4 shards or 5 shards every time you get it, and you need 330. So every time you get it, farm it. I even had somebody tell me that they refreshed that store once a day, and it helped them farm it. Even they got the Razor Crest done in 4 months. Okay. Also in that Fleet Arena store, Grievous and Vader are going to pop up sometimes. You need to farm them there, but that's a whole separate story, and I believe you should be farming the Geo ships. But that's something we'll talk about in my new account. When I open it up, you can follow me with the new account. I'll show you how to do all that going forward. And for the Razor Crest event, here's Razor Crest, there's Beskar Mando. You need Beskar Mando, and that's an event, and to get Beskar Mando, you need Mando, you need Grief Karga, Cara Dune, Quill, and IG-11. Those are the characters you need to unlock the Razor Crest, or excuse me, unlock Beskar Mando in the game, and then you have to have Beskar Mando to open the Razor Crest. So there's your farming for the Executor. Now let's go back to this more teams to farm. One more. Okay, I apologize, everybody. I apologize. I got ahead of myself. I didn't click it right. I knew it was going to change it by putting stuff over here instead of normally having stuff over here, here versus here. It changed things up. It's a little curveball that I gave myself, and I whiffed. Okay, we're going to talk about these first three. Top right, the SWGOH Oppressed with Omicron makes him a solo killer, or you can go with some other Sith and do a great job. That's SWGOH Oppressed Omicron. Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron. This, I think, is the first Omicron for any player, free-to-play, hyperdrive, whatever. It turns Anakin into just a bomber. You turn Anakin into somebody that just goes and AoEs, destroys entire other teams. I love the Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron. It's my favorite early game Omicron there. Home One's another team member on a farm. And you can put it with Kyle Katarn and his ship. I don't remember his ship name, and I'm not gonna somebody tell me in chat what is Kyle Katarn's ship name. It'll help me know that you got to this point of the video. And hey, if you have gotten to this point of the video, well, please consider a like and subscribe. And I don't have that in the right place, but please consider that you like and subscribe if you've gotten to this point of the video. Love and sub, you big walking carpet. And that's because, it'll get you more video. And I'm going to be making more content here in the coming weeks. It's all going to be based on this farm right here. A lot of content that I'll be doing in the next several weeks, next couple of months, is going to point right back to this farm and how to properly and most efficiently execute this farm for Jabba and Executor. A lot of content here, so subscribe and like. Get me in your feeds. You're going to see those videos and know what you're farming in the future. So Home One, with the Millennium Falcon that you get, you need Biggs. You need Biggs X-Wing. You're going to need Wedges. You're going to need Wedges X-Wing to go get Jedi Knight Luke. So Home One is a decent farm here early on if you want to go grab that as well. Kyle Katarn's ship. Make that a really, really good farm. But go watch the gerbil for that. You got to relic it though, and I'm not sure how much. Maybe Gear 12 is max for Kyle Katarn on that. Hey, Old Republic, Sith Empire, Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Malak. You guys know I love that farm. It's an end game team. I love it. It doesn't take you that long, maybe 3 or 4 months to get the whole thing done, top to bottom. Maybe a little longer if you're free to play, but it's there. The Sith Triumvirate, Traya with Nihilus and Scion with that Omicron on Traya. A great team for Grand Arena. A great other team you can farm in Grand Arena. If you look at these three here, it's SWGOH, Qui-Gon, and Traya. That's 1, 2, 3 teams, and it's only going to cost you 3, 4, 5, 6 characters if you look at also adding Anakin in there. You add in the Wampa Omicron, that's 4 teams for 7 characters. It's great. And then bottom left I left here because some of you guys just will not let it go. You can farm Phoenix if you want. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Other stuff for Jabba's team. You got to farm Embo. Embo is in the meta Jabba team. See here right now, the meta Jabba team is going to consist of Jabba, Boush Leia, Kersantin, Skiffguard Lando, and Embo. So you really want to have Embo in this roster. He is a requirement for Lord Vader, but he's not a requirement for Jabba. But you do want to farm him. It's kind of the same thing if we go back and look at that Executor farm. I didn't put Cad Bane in there, I don't think, but Cad Bane is not required for the farm. But you want to have Cad Bane and Xanadu Blood up and running at maximum levels to make the Executor purr as far as you can get it. Now let's take a look at your final fleets you're going to have. So we're going to take these are going to be the final fleets and final teams. These are all the teams and fleets you're going to end up with once you finish this farm. And I think it's a great mix of teams and fleets that are going to help you in Grand Arena, going to help you in territory battles, territory wars, get you into a good guild, do a lot of great things for you. The fleets you'll end up with, you'll have the Executor, you'll have a good Executrix fleet with your Empire ships, then the Malevolence and Negotiator, and perhaps a Home One fleet like we talked about. You'll have 5 solid fleets you can move forward with when you finish this farm. Jabba teams you'll get from farming Jabba. Jabba the Hutt himself, we showed you that meta team. Bosk Bounty Hunters, that's a great team early, mid-game. It's okay late game, end game, but it's a great team to have around. It's really good for lots of stuff in the game, TB, early, GOTB, etc. CLS, oh no, that's on loop, but I didn't take it off loop. My goodness, everybody, I've messed up. I've messed up once again here. So, yes, so Jabba, Bosk, CLS. The CLS team is a monster team in this game, everybody. It's an end game team. Excuse this graphic. Boing, I messed it up. I messed up the spacing there. I had to fix it, but excuse that for a minute. And Jedi Knight Luke. You're going to farm some Jedi along the way. You're going to have enough Jedi to go get you'll have enough Jedi on your team to go get Grandmaster Yoda. It's pretty easy to get Grandmaster Yoda. Your Jedi don't need to be high level at all. You can put some of those Jedi with Jedi Knight Luke, and we'll talk more about Jedi Knight Luke here along the way. Now, we look at more teams that you can get here. I didn't do it again. I forgot to turn the loop thing off here. Darth Vader. A Darth Vader by himself is great. Can be a solo artist with Palpatine. He's a great team. A Darth Vader team. The Veers Imperial Trooper team is a great team to have. I talked about the Geos. I talked about Padme as well. Now let's take a look at the next here. Wampa by himself with his Omicron. He's a team, boys and girls. He's a team all by himself. All by himself. Mando. I put Mando on there because if you get him upgraded, his disintegration ability is tremendous. People use it to this day as like a setup. If you go into a Galactic Legend team and they're on defense and you can't face him, you bring in Mando with his disintegration, you take care somebody out of get rid of somebody on their roster, and boom, you can do something. And he also kind of represents, you're gonna have a whole second bounty hunter team available to you. We talked about Aura Singh, Fennec Shand, Kersantin, well, those guys, some of those guys go with Jabba, but there's gonna be a whole separate bounty hunter team, Grief Karga, that's available to you in the background, along with that boss team. The Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron we talked about, Darth Revan we talked about. These are great teams to end up with. Again, some of these are optional, and you may choose some other teams to farm along the way. That's okay, but I wanted to give you a direct path today instead of giving you all the possible farms you can do, because that's normally how I do it, and people have complained, people have given me feedback that maybe they don't want me to wander, they want to know exactly what I think. Malik in there, Darth Malik, along with Darth Revan is great. Your Traya team with her Omicron, we talked about that. And once you finish all this, so here you are. You're sitting there with Jabba the Hutt. You're sitting there with Executor. You got all these teams on the screen. Your super hot, sexy roster is somewhere in a Rhodium, in Grand Arena. You're just banging stuff out. You're getting great crystal rewards every day for being in a Rhodium. You're doing okay in Fleet Arena with your Executor at this point. You've done great. All these great teams. And what is next with this farm? What is sitting on the hot seat for you next? Well, boys and girls, Jedi Master Luke is perfectly set up by this farm. I get off here fast enough. Jedi Master Luke is set up. You can go straight to Jedi Master Luke. The Jedi Knight Luke farm gets you most of the things you need for Jedi Master Luke, and you're going to end up with some more things you need for Jedi Master Luke too. So you're going to go finish off that farm, and you're going to pivot right from there into Profundity. You're already going to have the Outrider. You're going to have some other Rebel ships. Once you finish this big farm, Jedi Master Luke, Profundity, and then maybe from there you go get gas, or maybe you go get gas first. But once you do those things on your roster, you're going to be sitting pretty. And this farming guide will have taken you to a tremendous place in the history of farming your teams. And boys and girls, and ladies and gentlemen, that's what we've got for today. That is my all-new, updated, up-to-date, inspiring and executing farming guide for 2023. Hyperdrive bundle, free to play, pay to play, any way you want to cut it. There's your farming guide. I think you're going straight for Jabba and Executor in one form or another. You got some teams you can farm along the way, along the side, like your Revans, especially your Traya team. And eventually, once you finish off these farms, Jedi Master Luke and Profundity are waiting for you on the back end. You'll have a Dark Side Galactic Legend. You'll have a Light Side Galactic Legend. You'll have 2 fleets in the background. Then you can go get yourself General Skywalker gas. It's going to be a beautiful roster, my friends. And I just want to remind you of one thing. The Phoenix suck. Don't farm them. You don't need them. Now, when you finish all that, if you want to go get Sith Eternal, then you can go farm your Phoenix. And there you go. I'm leaving this up on the screen for a little while. I just want everybody to see what you're going to end up with from this farm. It's a great thing. You can put Executor in there as well. You're going to have it. Everybody, thank you for listening to me. Make sure, once again, like and subscribe. We're going to put a couple videos up here for you to watch. We're going to throw up a middle like and subscribe button. Like and subscribe. I'm going to be having a lot of content on the channel in the coming weeks and months. That's all going to tie back to this farming guide. Not least of which will be an entire new account that I start free to play an entire new account that I start free to play. It's going to be going straight after Jabba, so you can see what that farm consists of straight after Jabba, and we'll see how long it takes and how painful it is and how much work goes into it and how many Chirotechs I need. Ugh. Everybody, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. I will talk to you soon, and of course, always remember, Nooch too good.